There's a narrative going around that I kind of want to discuss before we jump into the NFL wild card prediction and stuff like that. Nobody is great 100% of the time. No one. I mean, you can look at any industry and think and look at someone's discography, look at someone's work. There's not always a hit. For instance, let's look at the movies. A lot of people, including, a lot of people's favorite actor is Denzel Washington. All right. Denzel Washington has some great movies. He has, of course, Training Day. He has Man on Fire. Denzel Washington is a great, and in my opinion, one of the greatest actors of all time. That doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that he hasn't missed. I mean, a lot of people didn't like Out of Time. A lot of people didn't like Pelham 1, 2, 3. Hell, a lot of people don't like The Equalizer. That doesn't mean he's not a good actor. It just means that he missed. Let's go to music. Jay-Z. Some people regard Jay-Z as the greatest rapper ever. One of the greatest, definitely one of the greatest discographies ever. A lot of people don't like Kingdom Come, that album. Hell, a lot of people don't like the American Gangster album. That doesn't mean Jay-Z doesn't still have a lated career, And you can look at it in TV, you can look at it in anything. Derek Carr had a bad season. Derek Carr had a bad season this year. Derek Carr had a bad season. Russell Wilson had a bad season this year. But when we talk about Derek Carr, I'm hearing a lot of people say, Derek Carr's washed up, Derek Carr's trash, Derek Carr has always been terrible. Let me put into context some things, because I think a report came out saying the Colts are not interested in Derek Carr, and there's going to be a small number of teams really interested in Derek Carr because of his quote unquote lack of success in Las Vegas. Let me put some things into context. Derek Carr, in his entire career, has never played on a team where that defense is higher than 25th, ranked 25th that season. He's never played with a defense higher or ranked higher than 25th. He's never played with an offensive line that was in the top 10. Never. I mean, do we need to bring up Alex Leatherwood? Do we need to bring up the multiple misses especially misses in the first round, that the Raiders have experienced with Derek Carr? But with those two stats, never having a defense that's above 25th and never having a top 10, actually top 15 offensive line, Derek Carr is still leads the league in comeback. Well, since he's been in the league, he leads the league in comeback wins. This is without a good defense. This is without a good offensive line. Ever. Since he's been in the league, he leads the league in fourth quarter comebacks. I think he's number one, and I believe Matthew Stafford or something's number 2. You see, don't get it twisted, bro. Everyone can have a bad year. Jay-Z made Kingdom Come. Denzel Washington made Pelham 1, 2, 3. Not saying that those are good. Those aren't bad albums, and that's not a bad movie, but people don't like those. When you put Pelham 1, 2, 3 up against, Training Day, up against Man on Fire, up against, I don't know, what's another good one that he's in. Some of the, Glory. Though, Pelham 123 doesn't stack up. When you put Kingdom Come up against Blueprint, up against the Black Album, up against, 444 or whatever, it doesn't equate. Yes, Derek Carr had a bad season, especially after you get Devontae Adams, especially after you still have Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, you have Josh Jacobs. I'm not gonna lie and say that there weren't high expectations for the Raiders going into this year, especially with the offseason acquisitions. And I'm also not going to lie and say that Derek Carr did not did not play to what we've known him to. Yes, Derek Carr has had a bad season, but let's not act like Derek Carr wouldn't make a team better. And then I got to thinking, what team would work for Derek Carr that's probably looking? Now, of course, you can say, oh, Derek Carr can go to the Chiefs and they'll be better. No, we're talking about teams that are looking for a quarterback or need a quarterback. And there's one that keeps rearing its head, unfortunately. And fortunately, I guess, in a sense. And that is the Miami Dolphins. You see, we don't know the history of Tua. Not history. We don't know the future. I'm sorry. We don't know the future of Tua. We don't know how Tua is going to come back. We don't know this. We also understand that Miami's third string quarterback will be starting in this year's playoffs because Tua's concussions, because Teddy Bridgewater has a broken pinky, I believe. So we do know that while Tua can be good and is good, he's not that available. We also know that Derek Carr is very reliable when we talk about, injuries and being on the field. I could see Derek Carr thriving in Miami. Hotter weather. You have Jalen Waddle. You have Tyreek Hill. You have Raheem Mostert. You have a good defense, a good offensive line, a good coach. It just fits. Now, that would mean that they'd probably have to get off Tua, but maybe not. Maybe you can be a quarterback battle, and we'll see. But to think that the Colts wouldn't be better with Derek Carr, with Quentin Nelson, that offensive line, with Shaq Leonard, DeForest Buckner coming, like Jonathan Taylor at the running back. Now, yes, the wide receiver core outside of Michael Pittman, but to think Washington wouldn't be better with Derek Carr. Washington had Taylor Heineke, Carson Wentz, and Sam Howell. You put Derek Carr with that offensive line, which isn't the best, but the offensive line, you have Terry McLaurin, you have Curtis Samuel, that defense. What I'm saying is this, man. It would be disingenuous to say that Derek Carr didn't have a bad season, because he did. Now, I'm also not putting this entire season on Derek Carr. I do think, and we'll talk about that in a second, about coaching. I do think coaching was a big part. Injuries was a big part. Darren Waller didn't play most of the year. But yes, Derek Carr did have a bad season, and a lot of Derek Carr's poor play this year was, shine bright because of the situation that was Vegas. I mean, hell, we've seen how many picks he's had, But let's be honest about Derek Carr. He had a bad season. He has not had a bad career. And I'm not saying he's a top 10 quarterback. But I'm also not saying that he's a trash quarterback like a lot of people are saying. That's all I'm saying. Because, again, since he's been in the league, he leads the league in fourth quarter comebacks. Fourth quarter comeback wins. And this is behind. He's never had a top 15 offensive line, and he's never had a top 20 defense. And look at his coaching situations. Look at the coaching situations that Derek Carr has had to deal with. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.